It's often said that sex is the motivator for all new technology. So what is the latest sex technology on the market? Cyberdildonics? Robot sex? Is this what our future holds? And is this a good thing, a bad thing, or just par for the course? Find out and hear what people just like you have to say about this. Oh God, he reached down my shirt. He got fresh with me. In 2007, a leading university researcher in the Netherlands, Dr. Levy, stated that by 2012, people would be getting freaky with their robots, and by 2050, people would be marrying their robots. Well, it's 2012. Are people having sex with robots? What are we doing with technology and sex? My friend Sean, the San Diego comedian, is here to chat about cyberdildonics. Do you know what that is?
No.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So we're going to start with some terminology here. And we have Jane, our den sex researcher, available to help us out. Jane, what do you have for us? Teledildonics or cyberdildonics. Well, you may be wondering, what do those words mean? Well, these words generally mean about the same thing. It's using devices for sexual arousal, and that these sex toys are controlled through your computer or by another person via the internet. So for example, it could be a sexual device that you put around your penis that receives signals to simulate what you're watching in pornography. The term teledildonics was coined in 1975, and there is much speculation where this might lead us. So very interesting words. Have you thought about this much or interacted with this?
No. I think I know what cyber means, but dildonics, no. Is that like high tech or something?
Yeah, very high. Are you
like electronics, that kind of thing?
Yes, yeah,
perfect.
Exactly. So would you put a machine like that on you, that someone was doing stuff to?
A machine. Battery operated or?
I don't know if it's plugged in or not.
I mean, I want to know if I can I move?
Up.
Can I be in the car when I'm?
It's got to be linked up to a computer if you want someone else to. Oh. So you've got to have porn playing on your laptop in the passenger seat while it's sitting on you while you're driving.
Well, that's not too unlike when I drive already. There's typically porn playing. There's just nothing. There's just nothing attached.
So something else that they're coming up with is the fleshlight. Have you ever heard of the fleshlight before?
I have heard of that. I've seen them.
How would you describe a fleshlight?
A fleshlight is basically a flashlight hollowed out with a gel-like substance meant to replicate vaginas or anuses.
Exactly, yeah.
As my mom told me.
Wow.
We're working on communication.
I don't even know what to say. You guys share toys with each other?
No. I buy them for her. She recommends some to me.
So they are taking the fleshlight, and so they call it that because it looks like a flashlight, or you can hide it so it looks that way, and then you screw the top off. They're taking that and apparently anchoring it under an iPad, and then you can watch that porn on your screen, on your lap, as you're doing stuff with it, and it's interacting with it. What do you think of that?
I think that's too much to focus on. I mean, right? Just the fleshlight or the computer, two at once? I mean, left hand, advance button, right hand.
Well, hopefully you're just like watching porn and not having to do anything.
And lifting the laptop?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it does a suctioning type stuff. So.
I don't see how that's any better than just today's masturbation.
So, well, my question is, do you think this is a good direction that we're headed in with stuff?
No.
No?
No. It's
not at all?
Well, no. I mean, again, it's removing that personal element of like people interacting. I mean, and granted, watching porn isn't necessarily interactive, but I don't know. It's so...
It's not.
What?
It's not interactive.
No, you're right. I said, yeah, I'll give you
well,
that.
Is there anything wrong with making it as realistic as possible? If people are already watching porn and jerking off to it, is there anything wrong with making it as realistic, like it is a real person?
No.
Okay. You don't really think this is a good or bad direction?
Well, I guess how people love technology,
Right.
then it's good in that way.
Okay.
It's the new gadgets, the new iPhone. You just probably won't show everyone at work.
Do you think this could help people who have poor social skills maybe develop better skills if they're actually interacting with somebody as they're doing sexual things instead of just jerking off alone at home
The person
to
they're
porn?
interacting with, is that a real person at the other end?
They can be, yeah. With the real touch interactive can be.
I don't see that as being much different than the old phone lines. I mean, where you called and someone's like recreating some scenario for you.
Right, but this is something that you're just, woohoo, hands off, and it's doing its own thing.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, and do you think this could aid people actually in fantasy and thinking outside the box? Do you think it would be helpful?
It might make for, well, it's something different. I think if you're alone and you're dependent on a machine to get you off, then you're probably glad that there's something that's an alternative to you being by yourself on a couch on a Friday afternoon.
Right. Now, what do you think about some
Because that person's unemployed.
Some folks and researchers are actually trying to put the love component into it, where they have T-shirts that can be remotely controlled by another person that actually hug you, or a phone that can replicate the movements of a kiss.
Wow.
Yeah?
Wow.
Too far? Are we
How
going
did you
too
learn
far?
of this?
Well, I try it all. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
A phone that replicates a kiss.
That's what they're working on, stuff like that. It's not out yet.
I mean, I've been kissing my pillow for years. I don't know that.
This would be very
I think
helpful.
that satisfies all those needs.
Hey, Dr. Jenn. Just been out here on the streets of sexy San Diego. Been hitting a few bars, getting my groove on. But I am really excited to talk to some hotties out here about technology and sex. I mean, really, technology and sex toys, clearly one of my favorite topics. So I'm going to find some folks to... Oh, hello. Come here. Hey, you.
Hey.
It's okay. What's your name?
Saren.
Okay, what you out here doing?
Just going to the library.
Okay. You know much about technology and sex?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know what Cyberdildonics is, or Teledildonics? Yes.
It's a new one.
See, all the men have. I'm not surprised. That's probably a good thing.
I know cyber and dildo, and so I guess it's like chatting with dildos or something.
Something like that, yes. What is it? What would you say?
I mean, it's been a while, but I think it's when you use computers to have sexual interaction with somebody.
Yes,
It's kind of like
yes.
Skype for there.
Yeah, for there.
Like where you have an accident with your junk and you got to put another one on there? Like cybernetics? Like the Terminator? Could you have a Terminator like...
Well, that is the direction
Junk?
we're going with robot sex, but this is a little bit different. This is sort of machines hooked up to your junk, and that somebody on the computer's running them and giving you stimulation.
How do you get any work done?
So, do you think that if we were to all move in the direction of virtual sex, do you think it would be hotter? And do you think it's our best choice for safer sex?
The hotter part, I think there's a case to be made for that, definitely. I mean,
Why?
I wondered sometimes what I would do if I were like a manta ray in virtual world and have like manta sex or something like that.
Manta sex?
Yeah.
Does sound hot.
Or like dragon sex or whatever.
Wow.
That'd be
Oh, I
pretty
like
cool.
that.
And whether it's safer, I mean, it's no contact, so I guess that's about as safe as you could get.
No exchange of bodily fluids. Yep, except your own. So do you think that if your partner was using this Cyberdildonics, would that be cheating on you?
If the robot's hot enough.
If we had an agreement, no. But I mean, I think it's like open relationships or flirting with somebody. It's all about the intention and the trust.
Ah.
So if it's agreed upon that's fine, then no cheating.
Ah, so it's more about that you've spoken about it, that you've got the trust, and that you guys are both on the same page.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
If it was a hot droid, I would be.
But it's probably a live woman at the other end also.
Totally, I would have a problem with that if I wasn't involved.
Oh, so just the more the merrier. You're good with that.
Maybe. As long as I know about it.
Excellent. Yeah.
I agree.
So there's some very lifelike dolls out there, sex dolls out there, and I think they tend to cost $5,000, $7,000. What do you think about that? What do you think of our sexual interactions going in that direction?
I hope it's not par for the course, because I think the society's getting more and more isolated, and this could be another way to do that. And I think if someone's with a real doll for like any length of time, that might start warping their view of women.
For pedophiles, that's great. Like, get it out on something where you're not going to hurt it. Or for people, seriously, for people who have like really strange sex disorders that would hurt a human, that's a really good alternative.
I mean, I think there's part of it that's a little sad, in the sense that when I look at a lot of those dolls, they tend to be very sort of Hollywood-ish. So not a lot of diversity there in terms of the stereotype. Yeah.
Yeah. You're a young, handsome, strapping young man. How would you feel about using something like that at home alone?
Don't need to, baby. I'm not home alone.
In terms of expressing, I suppose, different kinds of sexual attractions and experiences, I think that's fine.
So the broad range from real to virtual to
maybe
latex.
Yes. Manta dolls.
Manta dolls. Ooh, we've got a manta fetish here. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. How much is one of these, and where can I get one?
Well, the one thing is, I believe it's called Real Touch Interactive, and I think it's about $350 to buy the tool, the machinery that you put around your penis, and then I think you have to buy minutes or hours, in your case, online, then to be able to get the real person to interact with.
Is there anything like this for women?
Do you know?
I'm gay. I have no idea.
The best I know is I think they are also creating like a version of like a dildo, then that will move and do things and maybe pulse and maybe lubricate or something like that a woman could put inside her. Now, I don't know how helpful that is. Majority of women need some sort of clitoral stimulation to get off. So some people think it would be a nice replacement, say, if somebody's, if they're like cross-country dating each other, or somebody's away in the military or something like that, and they could use this with each other. So,
But they just have a long commute.
I don't even get that.
A long drive alone. You might want that.
No,
Remember,
not
I
safe
told
when
you.
driving. No.
Well, but I always have my laptop right next to me.
Your issue.
Oh.
Do not try this at home.
Would there also be animals?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask if there could be different sizes. You're like, oh well, Mike. I think they. I mean, don't they already have dolls that are like sheeps and goats? And you would know, yeah.
I may have grown up on a farm, but I didn't work the animals.
I would guess, probably, yeah. Which then would be much better if people have fetishes around that way. Much better to do it with a plastic animal than a real animal, because the animal can't consent. Hello, sexual explorers. Since we have been learning about sex and technology, I'd like to share a recent study by Match.com, who surveyed more than 1,000 single people in Canada regarding, get this, sexual activity and their choice of smartphones. Now, these researchers argue that the type of smartphone one uses is actually correlated to their dating activities. So, class, my question to you is, who is more likely to have sex on a first date? A, iPhone users, B, Android users, or C, BlackBerry users? Anyone? Anyone? Nice. Well, if you weren't all texting right now, you might actually have an answer. Well, the answer is B, Android users. That actually was 62%, which compared to 57% of iPhone users and 48% of BlackBerry users. Get this, Android users were also more likely to engage in one-night stands and be active on online dating sites. Now, please note, class, though this was commissioned by Match.com, and I'm not aware of the level of rigor used or the statistical significance of their findings, so please take it with a grain of salt, you smartphone aficionados. Timmy. Timmy. No, Timmy. No, I told you to stop playing with your droid in class. No, I'm not talking about your phone. We thank you for using your technology to view this show on sex. Get in touch with me if you'd like a coaching counseling session in person or via Skype, or would like to have me speak to your organization. You can find me at drjensden.com or on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Dr. Jen's Den. And don't stop this video during the credits or you'll miss our hidden gem at the end. And as always, be kind to yourself. Was my guest for our most popular YouTube video at this point. It has like over 10,000 hits, and it was anal sex advice from a gay man to straight women.
My mother loved it.
Woohoo, hands off.